Since 2002, the G.I. Joe Collectors Club has sold special Real American Hero-inspired box sets to club members in conjunction with their yearly convention, JoeCon. This year's exclusive, Operation Bear Trap, offers up modern-era sculpt versions of the fan-favorite team, the October Guard, Russia's counterpart to G.I. Joe, as well as some interesting new takes on Destro's personal army, the Iron Grenadiers. The full set consists of 15 figures overall, and with the exception of their head sculpts, are mostly cobbled together using existing molds, though for the most part, the club did a good job keeping it from being really noticeable. First, or Pierre Thsi, is an entirely new character to the Joe canon, General Ironbearer, who is the commander of the October Guard, essentially their version of General Hawk. According to the convention program / comic book, he's also the bear the Iron Grenadiers are trying to trap. Now, all these figures do come with accessories and file cards, which are located underneath the foam insert. One major issue I had with the General was that his hat was too small and didn't sit right on his head, which is odd because Hasbro has done that style cap with no issues a couple of times before. Speaking of his head, the sculpt was based off of Hasbro executive Daryl DePriest. Another small item of note is that the Collector Club cast all the Guards figure stands in a forest green color, setting them visually apart from those used by Joe and Cobra. Next up is an actual character from the vintage era, getting a full-on modern update, Destro's General Voltar. The body they used doesn't really match up with the '88 version, and they muted his distinctive color scheme just a bit. I do like that they made his signature golden helmet removable, though his lack of a pet condor is a heartbreaker. Speaking of heartbreakers, next we have the October Guard's lone female member, Daina. She's actually quite the Jill of all trades, being the team's resident helicopter pilot as well as their ace sniper. While none of the Guard members in this set were ever produced for the vintage line, they did receive O-ring figures during the Valor vs. Venom era. The box set version is actually closer to the way she appeared in the comics, and her hat, like Voltar's helmet, is removable. First of 3 troop building figures in the set is the Iron Grenadier designated as Destro's Elite Troopers. There are 4 of these guys in the set, and they're probably the most obvious in the parts reusage department, being almost entirely made from the Resolute Cobra Commander molds. In addition, they've been issued the standard IG kit of Saber, Uzi, and small laser pistol. Next we have Colonel Brekhov, who is traditionally the Guard's field commanding officer in the Marvel Comics. Although he too uses a recognizable body, he still represents a big step up from his O-ring version. And at least his hat fits. Sporting an appropriate long winter coat and a crazy amount of heavy arms, Destro's Elite Specialists are 2 per box set. One neat little addition is the Destro coat of arms in gold at the hem of these guys' coats. Shrog is the Guard's version of Grunt, a basic infantry soldier. The straps of his gear block the hole for the peg to his backpack. Stormovic, meanwhile, is the team's paratrooper. The last of the Grenadiers is the red-coated Elite Guard. Like the Specialists, they are 2 in the set, and they also sport the Destro family crest. Last but certainly not least is the figure I suspect the majority of fans were most anxious to get, a modern update of the Guard's heavy weapons trooper, Horrorshow. Despite having never had a figure in the vintage line, he showed up in both the comic and was featured prominently whenever the Guard appeared on the Sunbow cartoon. Boom! His Valor vs. Venom incarnation is largely considered a disappointment given its woefully puny proportions. Some fans nitpicked that in using existing parts, the club was unable to properly match the quilting in his green jacket, but at least the colorful Cossack has been given his proper colossal caliber. Another criticism leveled at the set is that the October Guard's uniforms are old and don't properly reflect the look of Russia's modern military. The stated goal of the Collector Club was to make figures that match the look of the classic era of the team, and the comic even establishes that the story of the set takes place at a flashback to 1989. With this set, only a handful of Guard members remain needing modern updates, and if the club's subscription figure service pans out, 2 of these guys, Dragonsky and Big Bear, are slated for the second series. Which just leaves the question of what will be the theme for next year's JoeCon set. Nobody knows for sure, but I know how I'd vote. This is David Draper signing off. Yo, Joski!